She just had such a subtle complexity about her, you know. She was never too outward with her emotions, but she didn't try to bottle them up, at least not with me. I'd pick her up from school, and she'd tell me about her day. The good, the bad, and everything in between. She kept up her grades, played soccer, and she would always find the beauty in nature. We had a small backyard that backed up to a wood line, and so from time to time, I would just watch her from the window while she explored. Like many, I guess, she still had some things she was trying to work out, and I guess it just got to be too much for her to handle. I just remember the blood. It was pulled on the floor and stained the carpet I found her lying on.
I'm sure she was, still is, beautiful child.
I can't remember the last thing I said to her. I hate that I can't remember what it was that I said to her.
It's easy to get caught up in regret and the things we wish we could have done to stop them from happening. But grief at this level has almost a power over us.
It's not that I regret not doing more to help her. I mean, of course I do. I just wish that she could have seen herself the way I did. Her heart was beautiful. I remember one day when she was about 4 or 5, she came inside crying with her hands cupped together. And I asked her what had happened. And she opened her hands. Showed me a butterfly with a broken wing. And through her weepy little voice, she said he needed an ambulance. She kept that mentality with her for the rest of her life. Always caring about others more than herself. I'm just really gonna miss that. What she could have become. No first prom. No graduation. No seeing her walk down the aisle. I'm just really gonna miss my baby, not seeing her grow up.
I'm sure many of us here feel very similarly, if not exactly how you're feeling right now. That longing for a future we'll never have, but what we should all be thinking about is what we already have. God grant us the ability not only to have a child, but to watch them grow, even if it was only for a moment.
Every time I think of her, these feelings get worse. I've had so many people tell me to focus on the good memories, that even they weigh me down. I feel so trapped. I had to take down all of her pictures because I couldn't stand to look at her face without remembering that day. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to forget my daughter. I can't.
I was there too once, feeling like you're stuck in this mental prison, but speaking from experience, one day you'll kind of just let yourself out. You won't forget, and the pain never really goes away, but it does get a little easier. One day you'll be able to hang those pictures up again and realize that while she may not physically be on this earth, she'll always be with you.
When? It's been 6 months and it feels worse now than it did before.
It took me about 3 years.
Mine was probably 7 years for it to happen.
We all have different stories, different ways of grieving, and different methods of getting help, but what you must understand is that no matter how bad the pain may feel now, that it does eventually get better. I don't know when, but I know it will happen.
We'd have little adventures together. Daisy and I. We'd go have little campouts, go hiking, and just explore. Everything in those woods was amazing to her. From the smallest pebble to the tallest trees, she just had such an awe in her eyes. I haven't been in the woods since the incident. But every time I look out the window or pull into the driveway, I see her playing in the world she created.
It's those little wonders that stick with us. Not in a bad way, but they're the ones that help us find that peace. The peace we need to help us move forward into this future we didn't expect. We have the ability within ourselves to keep going, to become a vessel for others. I mean, that's God's mission, right? To help others. Use your experiences, your pain, these little glimmers of peace to help others keep going, much like you are now.
Well, yeah, but how do we get there?
There really is no blueprint for something like this. All we have is our individual experiences that make us who we are and what we may become. All of our lives, we can't imagine living a life without the ones we love. And when it happens, we aren't prepared for what comes next. For a moment, let's look at life as if it were a book, and each of us is a story. Every story has conflict, much like the ones we're all facing right now. And every story has a beginning, middle, and end. Or let's say, birth, life, and death. With each new chapter, a new set of challenges presents itself, until eventually the hero defeats the villain. Now, I know your story may feel as if it has ended, and you've lost, the villain has won. You really just need to flip the page to that next chapter. It's up to you. You need to decide. What do you want that chapter to look like?